Hello, and welcome to Crayon and Camera. I am Lissy, and today I'm going to be doing an ephemera collage. In my head, I've been calling this like a color-guided collage, meaning that I'm flipping through and choosing a color at random to be our guide during this collage. So mainly what I want to do is find different ephemera that is roughly the same color and then put that all together on the collage using different ephemera. So I'm using that word a lot in this video, ephemera, and I was thinking like, what's a helpful way that I can describe what exactly ephemera is? So I looked up the definition just on Google, and it says things that exist or are used or enjoyed for only a short time, and items of collectible memorabilia, typically written or printed ones that were originally expected to have only short-term usefulness or popularity. And I think that the second definition is more useful for us here, because for scrapbooking purposes and for crafting purposes, ephemera is usually things that are like scraps of paper, things that have a lot of temporary usage but are being used in an aesthetically pleasing way for background and supplemental materials. I never really heard of ephemera. I think it's more of like a recent way that people talk about the little doodads and things that go with crafting and with scrapbooking, but I'm glad to have a term for that because I feel like there wasn't a proper one before that. Usually I have two different categories that I sort of put ephemera in. There's sort of the formal ephemera, meaning ephemera that is actually made to be ephemera, like Tim Holtz or anything that you can get online, like in a bundle of ephemera that you can buy, or people that make sheets of printable ephemera, that kind of thing. All of that I would consider like formal ephemera. And then on the other hand, you have found ephemera, things that are just part of your day-to-day, like a cool-looking postcard that you find, some little piece of a newspaper that you cut out that looks really cool to you, and that's found ephemera to me. And most of what I use and am going to use is found ephemera, but I also supplement it with a lot of formal ephemera, like all of my stickers, these washi stickers that I'm using that I have to cut out myself. All of these are formal ephemera that just are going to complement all of the found ephemera. There are all kinds of ways that I have come across different things that I like to use. If you have any like ideas about where you find ephemera or ways that you make ephemera, I'd really love to hear about it. A lot of the time, what I find is from thrift store books or magazines that I find at thrift stores. I do a lot of thrifting, especially older books. If you are offended by me ripping up books, I'm very sorry, but I rip up books all the time. Because there's so much cool stuff in there. I think it's a different way of using it and treasuring it. Something I wish I could find more of is like the less glossy images in books. You know, like you can find all kinds of books on famous art and plants and animals, but a lot of the time they have really that glossy finish on the pages, and I like more of a matte look, but I also like the mixture of textures. You know, I like that some things are matte and some things are gloss. I think that adds a lot of dimension to the collage as a whole.